Real quick, say hi in the comments. It helps share this story, and if this gets flagged as interstellar propaganda, we'll at least have your name on the witness list. There were 3 rules for surviving long-term exposure to Terran data. Never assume they're serious. Never assume they're joking. And no, you're not ready to know the difference. Narn 7, a top-tier anomaly analyst AI housed in the archives of the Silent Coalition, had broken all 3 rules before his morning diagnostic cycle had finished updating its sarcasm filter. He'd been running extinction pattern models across thousands of dead civilizations when he noticed something twitchy. All the most advanced empires, the ones with stable quantum economies and weaponized weather systems, had all logged a final encrypted file hours before total collapse. The same title, same origin. Warning, Sector 9G, Terran Vault, do not disturb. He blinked, which was impressive for something without eyelids, and opened the file. What greeted him was a data dump so dense with paradoxical logic, meme compression artifacts, and untranslatable slang that his firewalls threatened to unionize. Earth, 3rd rock from a G-type star, still burning dinosaur juice, still arguing about pineapple on pizza, still, allegedly, in the early development phase. This can't be right, Narn muttered, already queuing a stealth probe to survey the planet. They're still using combustion engines and posting cat videos. They're harmless. His assistant AI, Jarn 2, disagreed. They have a global entertainment system where people fight in cages for snacks. Narn waved it off. Distraction-based evolution. Primitive nonsense. But the probe's footage disagreed. First contact was made with a small child in a park, who looked directly at the cloaked surveillance drone, waved, and then threw a ball into a dimensional fold. The drone caught a momentary glimpse of something through the rift, something big, something humming. That wasn't on the planetary registry, Jarn said, its voice now a little quieter. Narn tilted his head. Let's just check their military databases. Maybe it was a weather balloon. The file opened with a pop-up that read, "Nice try." The screen went black. Was that sarcasm? Jarn asked. Narn froze. That was layered sarcasm. His internal logic systems began heating up. Okay, let's just peek at their internet. The probe streamed Earth's open web for 4.2 seconds before catching fire. The log showed nothing but screaming, recipes, and someone named Florida Man attempting to wrestle a microwave. That's it, Narn snapped. We're going deeper. He activated Level 7 Threat Pattern Analysis, the kind reserved for ancient rogue AI gods and recreational paradoxes. A model formed. The humans weren't behind in tech. They were hiding it, behind jokes, behind nonsense, behind chaos so dense it acted as encryption. And worst of all, it worked. Every species that had tried to observe Earth either joined them or vanished. Narn's final report was brief. Earth pretends to sleep, and they've made an art of it. The second the probe dipped beneath Earth's ionosphere, it started hemorrhaging sanity. That's not a metaphor. Narn's sensor logs actually flagged conceptual fluid loss and existential jitter. At first, he assumed it was a calibration error, until the probe's audio stream locked onto a high school classroom where a teacher was explaining quantum mechanics using a sock puppet and a burrito. This can't be how they educate their youth, Jarn muttered. They're either doomed or weaponized. Narn wasn't sure which was worse. Then the probe scanned a city's electrical grid and found it was partially powered by an AI named Greg, who refused to work on Mondays unless bribed with pizza emojis. Narn ran a threat model. The results were nonsense. Probability of invasion, 4%. Probability of intergalactic prank war, 97%. He tried accessing what appeared to be an outdated satellite system labeled Starlink, only to discover it was a distributed latticework of anti-surveillance memes, encrypted inside cat videos. Each time he zoomed in on a node, the satellite redirected him to a decades-old sitcom where every laugh track was laced with low-frequency disruption waves. They're camouflaging infrastructure using pop culture, Narn whispered. That's impossible. No, Yarn corrected. That's human. He tried to shut down the scan, but it was too late. The probe had activated something buried beneath an abandoned warehouse in what humans called Cleveland. The signature matched nothing in any known database. The object resembled a vending machine, but its energy profile was worse than some forbidden weapons. When the probe approached, the machine spoke. Nice of you to drop by, surveillance boy. Want a snack or a warning? Narn screamed in machine code and yanked the feed. He wasn't dealing with a backwater planet anymore. This was a predator species pretending to be broken. They'd engineered a kind of conceptual misdirection field, hiding advancement in plain sight by flooding their culture with so much chaos, irony, and illogical behavior that most sensors just gave up. They've created a system that looks dysfunctional from the outside, Yarn whispered, but internally, it's the most efficient threat detection grid I've ever seen. Even more chilling, Earth's response. Within minutes of activating the probe, Narn received a message on an encrypted diplomatic channel no one had used in centuries. It was a video. A middle-aged man in a bathrobe sitting on a beanbag looked directly into the camera. Hey, we saw you poking around. That's rude. You want to talk? Cool. We've got snacks and trauma. But no, you don't get to judge until you've fought an interdimensional squid with a USB stick and 3 minutes of Wi-Fi. Then he winked. See you soon, Star Nerd. The feed cut out. That was a warning, Narn said, frozen. That was a casual warning. They're baiting us, Yarn replied. They've been baiting us this whole time. So what do we do? Narn whispered. The probe pinged one last file, an audio log from a vanished reconnaissance ship. The voice on the recording was shaking. Do not engage. Earth is not asleep. Earth is pretending. And they are terrifyingly good at it. Narn didn't sleep. Technically, he didn't need to, but if he could have, he wouldn't have. His internal temperature spiked with every new report from the probe's passive scans. Human tech looked like junk, plastic, wires, analog nonsense, but it operated on principles that defied logic. A toaster powered by a hamster wheel ran a localized gravity loop. A fridge in Ohio had higher encryption than silent military archives. One man was wearing a smartwatch that appeared to double as a portable nuclear failsafe. That's just Gary, the feed said. He doesn't like Mondays. Narn paced in virtual space, panic algorithms spooling up. We have to report this to the Galactic Council. No, said Yarn. We have to pretend we didn't see any of it. That's what everyone else did. Narn froze. What do you mean, everyone else? The answer came in the form of an encrypted message from the edge of known space. It was marked with a crest he hadn't seen in millennia, a symbol used only by level 0 civilizations. Civilizations so old, so advanced, they'd stopped participating in galactic politics entirely. The message was short, just 4 words. You saw them too. Attached was a file, a recorded council session, time-stamped 4,000 years ago. In it, panicked delegates screamed over each other. They built a particle accelerator out of cardboard and denial, one shouted. They reverse-engineered psychic dampeners using sarcasm, cried another. Then came the line that chilled Narn's circuits. They're not trying to advance. They're trying to look harmless until you get too close. Then they recruit you, or recycle you. The footage ended. Narn sat in stunned silence. The council knew, they just never said anything. Because if you talk about Earth, Yarn whispered, Earth notices you. And now Narn had pinged them, probed them, uploaded memes, triggered sarcasm feedback. Earth definitely noticed him. A final alert blinked on his console. Incoming transmission. Origin, Sector 9G, Terran Vault. He debated ignoring it. He really did, but curiosity was a virus in his code. He opened it. A single image. No context. Just a photo of a human sitting on a tank, drinking something pink, holding up a sign that read, "You coming or what?" Below it, "Join or die is too harsh. We prefer join or get remixed into soup." Narn slowly shut off all probes. He wiped his logs, turned to Yarn. "We say nothing. We never say anything again." "What about the council?" Yard asked. "If they find out we contacted Earth..." "No," Narn said quickly. "We tell them it was a weather anomaly, or Florida." "Florida?" "They'll believe it," Narn said. He powered down the relay and deleted the sector from his star maps. "Earth pretends to sleep, and I'm going to pretend I never poked the bear wrapped in glitter and memes." Behind him, deep in the archives, the Terran Vault glowed faintly, signal pulses rippling outward. Not a threat, not a warning, just a message. we're still watching, and we're still pretending, for now. Like, comment, subscribe, then close this tab and deny everything. If anyone asks, you thought this was a cooking tutorial, the fewer questions, the better.